We're gonna have a little talk today, coffee chat. We had a reprise of the polar vortex week, and we've had snow and freezing rain and things like that, which have made for annoyances and delays. We're having a 2-hour delay today, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some things done and have some coffee and talk to the camera. Now, the meaningful moment in this video is gonna deal with the concept that justice once is an attitude that leads to failure. But I'm gonna get settled in and make some coffee, and we'll get back to that and some other things. We'll talk about a few other things as well. February has been a very surprising month. All right. So I guess I'll start coffee chat with talking a little bit about the YouTube and in the first 2 weeks of February. During this first 2 weeks, I've put up quite a few videos, put up a couple of tutorials, and then the kid videos, and then a couple of on the even days, all the SNAPlife episodes. A couple things have happened this month. Some point, I think it was yesterday, I rolled past 60,000 total views, which feels like that was a milestone of some sort. I rolled past 550 subscribers, which I think that was also kind of neat. I stuck like at 445 for like, I don't know, it seemed like forever. It was probably not that long. And what else? So there's this magic number of 4,000 watch time hours to get, in the past 12 months to get monetized. That comes down to, I think it's 18,000 minutes every 28 days. I hit 18,028. The 28-day minute watch, 18,000. First time I've hit that. So I don't know what that means. I know that I had a video from a year ago, the reservation park mystery, Untold Secrets, I can find it, yeah. Untold Secrets of Reservation Park. Anyway, here, go look at it. Someone locally in this community posted it. I couldn't find the post, but they posted on Facebook somewhere, and it just exploded in the last 3 days. I think that accounts for a lot of those views, people going and it's a spoof. It's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. But some of the local people were like, oh, I remember that park, or hey, one time so-and-so famous. Anyway, so February the channel growth has been kind of cool. I think that some of the watch time can be attributed to the student videos. And I want to talk about that for a few minutes, the student videos. Maybe not minutes, but I want to talk about that. It goes back to being who you genuinely are as a person. And I keep reflecting back to what my second son Nathan said. It's like, Dad, I'm not at all surprised, because throughout your life, Dad, you have been a coach, a teacher, a mentor, a counselor. You have done this thing where you are passing on. And in these days, the kids have said some really profound things, and a YouTube friend of mine, or an internet friend, we're not just YouTube, it's like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. An internet friend, Sean Gunther. Sean made a video, I think he made it yesterday, and there it is. And in his video, he said, he was talking about people who use the internet and hide behind the internet and criticize. And I mentioned him, I was like, hey, that sounds a whole lot like what one of the kids said. She was talking about bullying, and she said, like, if you're a cyber bully, you're just, here's the clip, here's what she said.
A lot of people seem to bully people on Instagram, and that's not okay.
Bullying is wrong.
Bullying is wrong. If you're a bully, especially a cyberbully, if you're a cyberbully and you bully people and harass people on the internet behind a screen, you're a coward and you're a chicken, and you need to stop and think about your actions and be a nice person, because in the end, karma's gonna get you. Okay? Karma is gonna get you. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about bullies, Elena?
Not right. I don't like bullies.
That's right. No one likes bullies, okay? So just stop.
And Sean said that had sort of rolled around in his head since she said it, and kind of had given him fodder to create the video that he made. Now, what's the point of that? This is a young human, a young adult, an adolescent. I think she's 15 or 14. She's a freshman. And Sean is 40-something. The voices of our young people in this world, the voices of our young people need to be heard. And there's a lot of goofy things they say. A student day before yesterday looked at me dead serious looked at me. She says, "You remind me of a wizard." I tweeted that. It's in there somewhere. You have to filter through those kinds of comments, which are fun and interesting and engaging, but kind of shallow. And then you also are going to run across these comments where they're going to say things like, "It is a terrible thing to be a cyber bully." So if you have an opportunity to be, if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you work if you're the manager and you have teenagers working on your shift, like, I don't know, what you work at the garden center or something, and you've got kids helping around. Whatever you do, don't just blow them off because they're young. And if you believe in the New Testament, the Apostle Paul told Timothy, don't let people despise you or put you down or discredit you or undermine you because you're young. I think there's wisdom in hearing those young voices. Sometimes they are not tainted by the world, and their fresh outlook is unbiased. And their insight, they're old enough to have insight that is unbiased by a lot of different experiences and things they've always heard. It's like we don't have we've always done it that way because we're young. I have a character in my SILIAR series who is young. He's 18, I think, in the beginning of the stories, 17 or 18, and he has this intuition about people. So I'm not going to say a whole lot. But the older characters, one of them notices this and understands it, and he keeps referring back to this young kid and going, "So what do you think about this situation?" And trying to draw from that unbiased. He says it in one scene. He is not biased by experience. So I thought it was pretty cool that Sean drew from this young lady's point of view in order to inspire his video. Speaking of the world of SILIAR, I'm working on that pretty diligently. All right. I had to do a restart over here on my computer because software update. So I'm gonna get this rolling, and while I do that, I'm gonna check emails and reset, and we'll talk a little bit more. I'm gonna talk about I keep shaking the table. Sorry about that. My meaningful moment coming up on that. We'll come up on that. Be right back. So the meaningful moment in this episode, I said, was dealing with the concept that just this once is a failure mentality. So what do I mean by that? This is directly growing out of Operation No More Dad Bod, and I had dropped from in August, early August, I was at 220 pounds, and I came out of the hospital. I was at 205, something like that, roughly, and then before I came back to school, I was down around 200 or 190 now, something like that. So between coming back I was out for 3 weeks. Between coming back and last week, I went from, I guess let's just say 190. Let's just say I went from 200 to 180. I lost another 20 pounds. So I had lost a total of 40 pounds. And somewhere around the way, everybody just kind of quit noticing. No one said anything. And I stayed at 180 for days and days and days and days. I don't even know how long. I was like, I got on the scale and was like, yeah, still 180. Yeah, still 180. And then suddenly, I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything different, at least not drastically different. I went from 180 to 175, which is getting close. According to my doctor was like 170 is for, a sedentary, non-working, you sit at a desk, how big, I don't go to the gym. I've said that before. My knees are busted up. One of my knees is. Long story short, I should always do that. That should just be the motto. I should get a t-shirt that says, long story short, do it. Just do it. What was I talking about? In the past week, 4 different people have commented on the weight loss. And they're like, wow, how'd you do it? And I just basically have limited my calorie intake. I have been conscientious about item selection and have done that daily, every day since August. I was driving in today, and this is where the meaningful moment comes from. I was driving in this morning. I need to get gas. I don't have to get gas. I've got another couple days. I can wait because the gas gauge in the Tahoe. I'm driving the Tahoe because that's another story. So here's the other story. On the Acura has a flat, and it has those security nuts, and I cannot find any way to get those security nuts off. And I'm about to give up and call this guy who said he would do it for, if I give him money, he would take them off. So I'm about to do that. So I'm driving the Tahoe, and the Tahoe's gas gauge doesn't work. So every 100 miles, I put gas in it. Even though it probably will go much further than 100 miles, I just don't want to be, on the side of the road with, no gas. So I needed to get gas, and I thought, well, I can just stop and get gas. And while I'm at it, just this once, see, there is a point to this. Just this once, I'll pop into the gas station and get one of those sausage, egg, biscuit, cheese things. There's probably like 700 or 800 calories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 600 calories. And just this once. The problem with just this once is the next time it's just this once. Because last night I did something when I was eating, and I felt like I had a little bit of bone stuck in my throat. Not like I swallowed, the T-bone. It was a piece of chicken. I thought I had like a little flake of chicken bone in my throat, and I was like, well, I just made like a piece of bread, put some peanut butter on it, and swallowed, thinking that would like clear the pipes. And it was like, well, just this once, I'm gonna go over. And so that was last night. I just this once. And then this morning I was driving in, and I was like, well, just this once, I will stop. The problem with just this once is it very easily becomes just this once again. It goes from just this once to, well, one more time. Well, just one more time. Just this once again, and one more time. Just one more time. Just once more. I think if you can do just this once, that's admirable to start with, and I think that pretty much that's allowed. If you go to the gym regularly and you want to skip just this once because the roads are bad, and then if you skip just this once again because it's windy, and then once more because it's whatever, pretty soon you have skipped going to the gym. I don't know what that's like, skipping going to the gym. No, I have no idea what that's like. But I do know what just this once on diet is like. So that's it. Just this once leads to just this once again, which leads to just once more, and just once more becomes a habit. just this once is the first step towards failure. All right, wrap this guy up. I want to talk a little bit about my podcast, which there were a number of people, Andy Marshall being one, who encouraged me to look into podcasting, and they're like, your SNAPlife episodes are really, really perfect for podcasting. And so I decided that for season 2, I would do like the podcast thing and see how that goes. And then I realized that the music that I licensed from Epidemic Sound for the videos isn't licensed for podcasting. So I looked into that, and it was prohibitive for me to add that license at this point in time. So started garage banding loops together into my own, background music for the podcasts. Started putting those up. And so the music loops, the music that I'm composing as background music for the podcasts are listened to more than the podcasts. So I thought that was interesting. It's been kind of fun. It takes quite a bit of time, but I don't know. I guess it's worth it. It is kind of fun, so we'll see how that plays out. If it stops being fun, I'll probably just stop having background music in the podcasts. So there's that. The podcasts, so the SNAPlife episodes are all podcasts as well, and they're available on Spotify and, links down in the description. Spotify and iTunes and a couple other places. So that's it. Podcasts have been fun. That's an interesting twist. This past Saturday, we had the sophomore class that I was the sponsor for had to do this dance for the whole school. It was a fundraiser. That took a lot of time, a lot of energy. I was exhausted by the time that was over. And then there was the debriefing that was on Monday. The debriefing also was exhausting. So it's been a long time. So anyway, a couple of the SNAPlifes have been kind of like, hey, I'm going to talk to the camera. Kind of like the coffee chats, only just one clip and a lot shorter. All right, that's it. I promised this would be the coffee chat. So remember, the just this once mentality is a failed mentality. And just because someone is young doesn't mean their ideas are not worthwhile. They can have insight and they can have wisdom, even if they don't have gray hair and wrinkles. That's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, sign for notifications. Leave me a comment, question, or a suggestion. That's all. I will see you. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, that's plenty of outro there. I don't know why I'm sitting here. I don't know, it's kind of nice. I like the lighting.